this little hole. Hi, everybody. We will just give you guys a couple minutes to jump on and find us. And tonight we are going to answer the question, what makes a good cowboy hat? We're going to try to answer some questions around that, like how to keep them on when we're showing, how to take care of them, and answer any questions that you guys have as we go along. So if you have questions, you can leave them here in the question box and we will try to get to them as we go. If we don't get to them right away, we will come back and try to make sure that we get your questions answered after the fact. And if you're watching the replay, don't hesitate to reply to the email with further questions, or if you have a suggestion for a topic or a question for another live, then you can send those to us as well. If you're not on the email list and you are not getting the replay sent automatically to your email, then you can do that at hayescofellperformancehorses.ca/subscribe. You can also do it by going to our Facebook page. On the cover page, there is a blue button that says sign up. You can hit that. Or if you're finding us on Instagram, you can find that link in our bio so that you get the replay sent directly to your inbox every week, and you don't have to worry about trying to find us or poor internet connections while we're live. If you're new here, then welcome. My name's Lindsay. This is Jess. We're here every Tuesday at 7:30 answering questions that are sent in by you guys. This week we have a special guest. Caitlin Cofell is here. She's visiting us from Texas for the summer, and she's going to help us give you guys some tips about hats. Do you have something that you want to start with? The question was, what makes a good cowboy hat?
I personally think that hats are the most underrated thing most people buy when they start to go showing.
Everybody is shocked that you have a strong opinion about hats and that you're going to tell everybody to save their money, spend a lot of money on a hat.
No, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but don't buy a junker.
Okay.
And don't buy, well, me and Caitlin were joking the other day. I don't know, we were at the beach. Don't buy those kind of hats.
No Corona. I even put that in the email.
Is it?
No Corona cowboy hats. It's not a Jack Daniels cowboy hat. It's not a Corona cowboy hat. The cowboy hat that you wear to the beach is not the one that you should be wearing at a horse show. Anywhere else. Or anywhere else. Or definitely
You can
not
wear
in
good
front.
cowboy hats at the beach. You can't
Not
wear a
in this
beach hat
family. No.
at a horse show.
Yeah.
I think whether you buy a straw or a felt, the biggest one, and they're hard to find, is one that fits properly and is good quality. And it's hard when you go into the local tack stores to find one like that, but it is well worth the money. You will never regret spending that little extra money on a hat. It makes the look of a horse show when you're showing. They stay on better. They're more comfortable.
They last longer.
They last way longer.
They fit better.
They definitely fit better. And I always chuckle because my very first good cowboy hat, I bought it. I didn't even have my driver's license. I'd saved up some money. And my dad picked on me for buying it. And I rodeoed in it for years. I showed horses in it. I demolished it. And then I left it home from a horse show one time. So I was at the horse show. I had to go buy another one because I was supposed to show the next morning. And then my first daughter demolished it. She played with it. She had it in her toy box for years. And we had it redone, and it looks brand new because it's a good quality.
She would put it on. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah,
she would put it on and like heave on the brim, like pull it down like this, and he would be like,
There's a few pictures of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the good ones
times.
can be redone.
Yeah.
And they look great. Things to look for when you want a good felt hat is try to get, they're made out of either beaver or wool or blends. Try to get the most amount of beaver fur in them as possible. And on good brands, how you know what they are is they go on a X system. So 100X means 100% pure beaver, 50 is 50%, whatever. And
you can get very low percentages of beaver. It's not just like 150. It's like 7. You can get very, very low percentages
yeah.
for. I pulled one out the other day. I think it was one of my first ones, and it's 4. It's not aging well.
no.
Looks tough.
But the other part of that is too, if you're going to go show, you don't want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with hats though, get them shaped by somebody who knows what they're doing, and protect it. Take care of it. You know, don't put it in the back of your truck, you know, and just kick it around. You know, a hat box is a great investment. You know, keep those things well protected.
There's
You
a
know.
hat box.
There's this style or there's the cone style. Anything, or even the cardboard ones that they come in, you know, take care of them.
I think that's the important part to show is that the hat actually has a spot to sit inside of it so it doesn't get rattled around.
And they're not sitting on the brims. And a good hat, I think more than any other piece of equipment or piece of wardrobe for the person, a good hat is the best investment.
A good hat is a statement.
It's a statement
It
Good
is
way
a
to put it.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the
Okay.
traditions?
I know some of the traditions.
Which
yeah.
ones? Or not tradition, what's it called? What, not wise.
Superstitions?
Superstitions.
No. Well, there's something about putting one on the front seat, right? Is that after somebody passes away, you put the hat on the front seat? And what's the story around it?
Nobody
What's
sits there, that's their
Nobody
spot.
sits there, that's their spot. So you reserve it with their hat? And do you put the brim down and the crown up? No, you still put it upside down. Always.
Never ever put one upside down.
Okay, what are the other superstitions? This is important tradition for people to know. What are the superstitions so you don't get yourself in trouble before you even get to the horse show?
You never
Don't
put them
go
on the bed.
buy your hat. You never put your hat on
Never,
your bed.
ever put a
Oh,
hat
right,
on the
okay.
bed.
Yeah, why?
Because all your friends would, and this is maybe an old rodeo tradition, but all your friends would take your hat, and if they chewed tobacco, they would spit in it, throw it against the wall, and that's how you got rid of the bad luck.
My gosh.
And only your wife or your girlfriend is allowed to ever wear it. Nobody else is ever allowed to wear it. That's huge bad luck.
Somebody's saying I love this. And I don't even know who that person is. Welcome. Glad you're enjoying it.
Okay, back to
Back
hats.
to hats.
There
Okay.
is some fun
So wait,
traditions.
so hat on the seat. If somebody's passed away, you're reserving their spot. Do you reserve their spot anywhere else, or just on the truck?
I'm
In the
sure
truck?
you can wherever. I've never.
Never put your hat on your bed because your rodeo friends will spit tobacco into it and throw it against the wall.
Anything that's bad luck, that's how you get rid of the bad luck.
Is tobacco and throwing it against the wall.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. What about bird poop on the brim? Because
That's not good or bad
had
luck.
bird
That's
poop
just,
on the brim, and I was like, I'm not washing it off. I'm on a streak. This is staying.
well, to me, it
Got that hat.
says
You remember that?
don't sit underneath a tree that long and you won't get pooped on.
No, I was riding and got pooped on. I
Yeah,
was like, well,
I
that's
remember
it. It's
that.
part of me now.
That's also
Okay,
a
what
statement
other?
part.
That's also a statement. What else? What other superstitions are there? Anything you can think of?
I feel like those are the main ones. You know,
Okay.
and whenever you store it, it's upside down to catch good luck.
Okay, to catch good luck. Okay, so in your hat box. Well, actually, no, in that hot box.
I was
Most
gonna say
hat
maybe
boxes,
I
they're
should
not.
start
Yeah.
flipping mine
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so upside down. What about when do you wear a felt? When do you wear a straw?
Oh shoot, what's
Caitlin.
the holiday?
Usually straw's more with summertime because it's also more breathable and
'Cause it's
light.
hot, yeah.
And it's hot out.
Yeah.
And then usually felt is in the winter because it's a warmer material, I guess, for the top of your head.
Excellent. She's making this up as she goes, folks.
Well, it's partially correct. It's Labor Day and
Labor Day and Easter.
no, it's not Easter. It's right after Easter. I forget what the holiday is.
Oh,
Palm
that's what I
Sunday.
learned is Easter.
Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday.
Memorial Day.
And if you show indoors, I was always brought
Indoors.
up indoors. You always use a felt hat.
Yeah.
any type of social engagement is always a felt. It's more dressy,
It's more formal.
more formal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any indoor show, I was told, is felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not a really hard and fast rule. You see people
All the time, just
veer
wear
Oh,
off
so
of
many
that.
Wear
people are
straw
off
all
of
the time,
tradition.
or
Only
the
have
opposite.
one, then you wear the one that you have.
Yeah, a good,
mean,
a
two
good
hats are
straw hat is
expensive.
still better than like a poor felt one. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think the other thing with it too, like when we talk about showing, is people have lost those traditions so long ago.
Yeah. People do whatever they want.
And hats are neat. One thing I think is neat about hats is you can tell where a person is from, what type of horses they ride, and stuff like that. I mean, if you ride out like the basins and stuff, they have a different, I forget they call them flat brimmed hats, and the vaqueros.
Okay,
have
so
different
let's
hats.
explain that a little bit more because
I don't know,
even
sure.
we don't have any to show, no, but even within the different disciplines, there's different trends and styles with how you shape your brim.
Mm-hmm.
So this one they call a rainer, don't they? They call it a rainer, like
Just
a
fits me. So I guess it is.
gosh, which is
Well,
like
that's
flat,
the main priority.
flat with a fairly sharp corner here, and then angled up on the sides, and then in the Western pleasure world, it's a narrower flat spot
narrower
here
in the
and
center.
straighter up and
They
down.
call it the taco.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I
I
call
mean,
it.
yeah. We call it the taco.
Calls it the taco.
We call it the hard taco. And then, yeah, definitely like a wider spot across here and not as much angle there for a lot of the like cow horse events. But if you buy your hat from somebody who shapes, you can choose. So you could order that same hat and you can choose which way you want it shaped. And not only can you choose how you want the brim shaped, but you actually can choose how you want this part shaped to fit your head. Like I don't have a very big head from here to here. It looks big with this hat on, but most of this is empty. It's not very deep right here.
Leaving that alone.
It's not very deep right in here. So I will have that part of my hat will get pressed in a fair bit more so that I don't end up like with a big jughead looking hat.
And me, on the other hand, has a
You have
very
a
dainty,
massive
huge head.
Yeah. So
This
then,
way and this way.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of brains in there. I got to hold a lot of that in.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna veer us back on track. So brim shape, and then fitting your head up here, and then
Crown.
there's fitting your crown, and then also around here there are different shapes. So it's not just you can take a measurement around here, but you can also get different shapes depending on the shape of your head. Because what are you, a round oval? And
I was gonna say, I usually have them press in like on the sides all the time whenever I have to get mine shaped.
yeah,
I always have to get it pressed in on the sides.
because you have a longer,
Just so long.
a longer head.
You're called a long oval.
I have a long oval head too. Yeah.
I think the fun part with the hats too is like, that is a good place to express yourself. Like a lot of women can get like different things on the bottoms. Like even some
Yeah,
of the showgirls will get
stitching up along the
sparkles and
side,
tooling
or
and stuff.
yeah,
And especially in the straws and like the design of them is obviously a big thing. You know, if you're Texas
Why don't
Cowboys,
you
they like big
show?
brims.
Yeah, where are your straws? Your funky straws.
Well, there's
There's yours.
Okay, let's show these.
And I think the neat part is you can have some style to it, you know, depending on the color that you want with your horses.
Yeah.
You know, matching saddle pads, match whatever. And one thing,
Jessica Fell's on a run about design and style.
it's a fashionista
going.
of the family.
What else you got?
I grew up where you took care of hats. There was very specific ways you put them on.
Yeah.
You know, that was a huge deal. And, you know, you took them off and you held them like that. You put them on like that. You didn't grab here as my daughter did when she was a kid, and it drove me nuts. And it was fine because she was my daughter. But so many of the things you can do, like, we got a brown with different color, a black and white, and a
Wait,
more
hold
beige
that
one.
one up a little bit so they can see. No, this crazy one, because Jessica fell shows in that crazy looking tricolor.
All different colors.
Doesn't even look
and
like. I don't know if you can get that on the video,
You
but
can't
it's
really see it
it's
as
very
well.
funky. There's a lot of. Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
There.
A lot of colors in that.
We have our hat shaper over here.
And the main thing is
Yeah.
they, like for me, they fit. If I find stuff that fits, because I am hard to fit. So when I find ones that fit, I go with them, and I use them in the summertime. I mean, the basic of, or the necessity of a hat is keeps sun off your ears and the back of your neck. So you'll see a lot of the guys that work down south in the big heat, they'll have bigger hats, and it's kind of neat, I think, to see where people come from to what kind of hats they wear. That's one of my favorite things when I travel is, you see people with unique hats. Now, the one thing when we show, a big common problem everybody has is because they're not used to wearing a hat, keeping them on and showing sometimes is a bit of a struggle. And in the summertime when it's really, really hot out, I will wear a straw hat quite a bit. And I'm used to my hats, but even though I'm used to it, I duct tape mine on. And it sounds a little silly.
Yeah.
It works.
Some people use hairspray and they put a little hairspray on their forehead and in the hat.
Bobby pins up the side. That one hurts.
I don't have a lot of hair
that
to
one
put bobby
hurts.
pins on.
I was gonna say I like the double-sided tape in the front.
Yeah.
Double-sided
More
tape
comfortable
works.
for me.
But when we use the duct tape, we just take an ordinary little piece like that. We fold it in around itself so that it's sticky part out. And then I simply put it right in the headband on the inside, just like that. And then when I go to show, I make sure I put that wherever it's going to go on my forehead. So that gets set on my forehead, this part goes down. Now when I'm riding, this cannot come up.
You
When
get a free facelift.
Takes all the wrinkles out.
Yeah. You look surprised.
And when you're riding, you're not worried about this thing flipping up. You're not worried about it coming off.
Yeah.
And
It just takes one thing out of the equation. You don't
Yeah,
have to worry
you're
about
not
your hat
always,
falling
like-
off. You don't
you're not
feel it
always
while you're
fidgeting.
riding. Yeah.
and
fidgeting.
worried. You see so many people, they stop riding their horse effectively
Yeah.
because they're sitting there trying to get their hat on.
So concerned with the hat.
Old Haley Bathgate, just to bring her name up into here, last weekend at the show, lost her hat both times,
Oh boy.
right at center when she did her one lead changes.
We're gonna give Haley a roll of duct tape.
Yep. And if it doesn't stay on there, we're gonna start just duct taping it
For
this
her,
way
maybe
around.
we'll give it to her for her wedding. Her wedding's coming up.
That's true.
Get her a
Give
few
her a
rolls
pack
of
of
duct tape.
duct tape.
But put those
He
things
says,
on,
congratulations.
Yeah.
stick them on, and keep your hat on.
I heard that when Harrison Ford filmed Indiana Jones, he stapled his hat to his forehead. I don't know if that's an urban legend.
I think that's
I don't think it is. I'm
legend.
pretty sure I saw him in an interview and he was just like,
Had these like holes in his.
I don't know. I mean, he's pretty rugged.
See,
I can't
grew up-
verify it, but I'm
Go
not
up
going to
to
go
him
that
and be
far.
like,
Yeah.
do you have holes in your forehead?
Just wondering.
One thing your grandfather always told me is if your hat falls off, you better goddamn well be in that thing. You don't let these things hit the ground. And that was one, and we always joked about that, is just, keep them on. Put the duct tape on. Some people like hairspray better, double tape, doesn't really matter.
I feel like for like Western Pleasure or like horsemanship or some of those I can get away with like hairspray, but for reining I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm going too fast. Just going so fast.
I just hate
Speed
worrying
demon
about it.
over here.
Yeah, I just don't want to worry about it. I think that's a thing going in, like that's a ritual thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need my duct tape before I go in.
Oh yeah, I guess it'd be a habit.
Yeah.
You know it's secure. Game on, one more thing you're not worried about. You're good to go.
Yeah.
And then when you get done, you obviously can't pull your hat off this way, so you actually have to grab it from the back.
You have to watch because you look
Push
like
it
a
up.
huge
It can
nerd.
hurt.
Yeah, it hurts. You
Yeah.
look like a
Duct tape to
nerd. You
forehead.
have like a red
You'll have
rectangle.
a little like rectangle on your forehead for
Yeah.
a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all available in Ontario.
Okay, let's see if we can go through some of these questions. Hi. Oh, Missy is Brenda's friend. Hi, Missy. Now I know who you are. Okay. Candy, I can never get one that fits properly.
Take the time.
I feel like that's what
Go to Congress or Oklahoma, wherever. And, you know, we get a lot of ours from Shorties. There's a few. There's Brooks's. There's a few other.
American hat.
Well, American's a brand. But go to the places that custom hat, like the guys that will actually shape them and fit them for you. Side to side and up and down is so much nicer when you go to show. You know, that's one thing, is get the people that know what they're talking about.
Hi, Daphne.
And they're really not that much more expensive. Like a straw hat at one of those places might only be like $15, $20 more. It's really a good deal.
Oh, Caitlin's boyfriend's watching. Cute.
Really?
Hi, Christian.
How are you, Christian?
Learning about hats. You can get hats with a shorter crown. My face is long and narrow. A tall crown is a no-go for me.
Right, you can get every size up and down.
And, then
how they customize them makes them look right.
Yeah, it might be so short that you get a short one and you have to knock it down.
There you go.
Bobby pins and hairspray. What are good hat companies in Ontario? Daphne is asking.
I don't want to, like, I just don't know.
The straw that I was just holding up is an Atwood. I haven't seen them in Ontario. What do you have, an American?
Well, that one was an
NRS.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is an American. I think that one is too.
This is an NRS.
Yeah.
The felts, I think the one thing with the felts, and you know, there's some good ones. I mean, I have a couple of like 20X Resistols. You know, they work really well, and they hold up really well. And if you're gonna use, like, if you're not trying to fit a specific show shirt, you know, kind of thing, you know, stick with black. I think that's just a timeless color.
And it goes with everything.
Goes with everything. It's so easy. I have a couple blacks. That, you know, this one here is a kind of a grayish color. And I apologize if there is.
There probably are.
I know there are people, but I just can't think
Aaron's
who they
saying
are.
American, Bailey, Stetson are all available in Ontario.
Yeah, you know, and they're gonna have them at the tax stores.
Becky's saying that her bangs get destroyed every show season.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Glennis needed this a month ago. Maybe you can get yours shaped. If you got one, maybe you can get it shaped and make it work for you. Sometimes if you have a hat that's not fitting you super well, you can get it shaped.
I can say, and sometimes,
use a little
like,
duct tape.
some places, if the company has a shop at a show or something, I mean, not many in Ontario, but especially down in the States, if you bought the hat from there, they'll shape it for you again over time. Like, I know Shorty's does it, and a few
Rods,
others.
yep.
Rods, yeah. If you just bring it back there, like every show, I go to Shorty's.
Because they want their hats
even if I
looking
don't
good,
need
too.
They want
it,
the hats looking
yeah.
good.
Even if I don't really need it, I'll always go and get it reshaped.
Yeah.
And
I think one of the things too is, like when you buy, especially a felt hat, is buy the bristle brush that comes with from a hat company. Buy the little sponge so that you can keep it clean in between visits, and then when you do, like for us, it's kind of, well, we haven't been down south to too many shows in the last 2 years, but you know, we would take our hats in and you get them cleaned up every once in a while. And a lot of those companies, like the one that we always kind of deal with because they're at the raining shows, and I like their hats, is Shorty's out of Okie City. And they will also work, like I have a couple Resistols and a Bailey and some other ones, and they'll work on other hats. You know, now those ones they charge me for, and then my Shorties they don't charge me for. But I think the big thing is keep it neat, keep it clean. You know, before you put it back, and don't, you know, touch it with your greasy fingers if you have French fries and that kind of stuff. You know, take care of the things. And I mean, when I'm at a horse show, or not so much anymore, I guess I take mine off quite a bit, but when we used to do sales and stuff like the horse sales and stuff, I mean, I'd leave my hats on all day. If they're
You're
good
in
hats.
it a lot.
You know,
I'm in
those
mine
two-
for like maybe a run or two before I go into the pen, and then I take it off immediately afterwards. So I'm in mine for like 15 minutes at a time at a show, and then I rarely wear them even for clinics. I probably should wear it more for clinics, but I get my hats fitted pretty tight for when I show, and I find it uncomfortable to wear most of the time if I'm wearing it for a long period of time, if I'm teaching a clinic or something. Now my shorties, you know, that's a little different. My shorties is actually comfortable all the time. It's comfortable for me to coach in all day, and it's tight enough for when I go and compete, just because the fit is so much better. But that's a massive jump in price point, you know.
I mean, here's something too. I know after, especially when you first buy it and they have to shape it a lot, and a lot of places will tell you, like, wear it the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Because that hat, like, it's so steamed that it's still not even, like, fit to that mold.
They got to form to
that
you.
mold.
It needs to get broken
It
in a little
needs
bit.
to, like,
yeah.
really mold to your head.
Yeah,
I think that's important.
that's good advice.
To not just chuck it in the box and call it a day and then not wear it for another few months.
Yeah, true.
Or bring them out at the horse show. We've seen this lots of times. People bring them out, and they didn't realize they left them in the horse trailer, and the humidity
shrank
hit
up.
to them.
Yeah.
You know, and it changed them and whatnot. I think my biggest thing is keep them clean. Buy the best hat that you know, financially, what you can comfortable. I mean, a really good hat, you know, they can be expensive. Buy the best that you can, but keep it clean, keep it shaped, keep it in good working order there. But you gotta wear it at home, riding your horses enough that you're comfortable before you go show. I see so many people, you know, they get to a show, they put whatever's on their head, and they're not, and you can tell they're not comfortable with it on. You know, I wear them enough, I'm comfortable.
Oh yeah, and if you didn't grow up like you grew up wearing it, like if you didn't grow
When we
up,
were kids, we used to wear them around the farm because we were cool.
yeah, I never was that cool.
If you're gonna rope dogs at the farm at home when you're a kid, you have to have a hat on because you're not a cowboy.
Oh my gosh.
Back in those days.
Yeah. Good one.
We wore boots and hats, and yeah, we were always pretty comfortable because we wore them all the time. But
Yeah.
to go showing them, I think that's a big thing. You know, you got to wear them enough that you're comfortable with them. And I say the same thing with chaps. Anything you're going to use to show in, you have to make sure you're comfortable to go show. And if you're not, change it. Figure out why and change it. You know, if your hat doesn't fit right, get somebody to steam them. Like a felt hat, they just take you can take a kettle, make steam from it. When the steam hits a hat, it becomes soft and pliable. You shape it however it's meant to shape. You put it on your head so it forms a little better. And then once it cools down and it reaches room temperature, then it becomes hard again and it's shaped that way for the duration. You can change shapes. You can make them pretty much whatever you want. But make sure that whatever you do, it is so comfortable so that when you go show, you're thinking of showing your horse, not wearing something on your head.
And fidgeting with it all the time.
Oh yeah, nothing drives a coach absolutely bonkers worse than somebody not paying attention to their horse, worrying about keeping their hat on.
Yeah.
And
You gotta-
I mean,
Enough to
I've seen
focus
people
on.
just get so fed up with it, they just flick it
They
off.
knock them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful too.
I know one that used to really bother my dad when we rodeoed, and some ropers used to do it, is they would be in the box, and because they weren't used to roping with a hat on, they would actually just kind of put it on, and the rule is you had to wear a hat, but they would put it on like the back of their head so that when the horse come out of the box, it would just fall off. And my dad, that used to just irk him
yeah.
to no end. You know, you wear a hat, I always remember him saying that, if that thing hits the ground, you better god dang well be in it. You don't let these things get dirty and take care of them.
Okay.
What's your favorite color of hat?
That.
What's your favorite color of hat?
My favorite color is that color.
The gray one.
The gray one. Yeah. I don't think you can beat that. I just think it's a very attractive hat. What's your favorite
Is it the
color?
hat or
Black?
is it the guy in the hat?
It's the hat.
I mean, it's the hat.
I think the grays and the blacks are really nice, and I think some of the brown ones I think are really nice.
Yeah.
And-
Shelly has a really beautiful colored hat. I'm gonna say it wrong, pecan or pecan, like a
There's
you know
a
what I
whole
mean?
dispute over
I
how
don't
you
want to
say
get into that. I don't want to get into that right now, but
Tomato,
it's like
tomato.
a light brown color.
Yep.
Like a caramely color, and it's really beautiful, and it looks so nice on her, and it's not one that you see all the time. But that one is really pretty, and I know she invested in that a long time ago, and it has, you know,
They last.
they
forever.
last, yeah. But I
that's
do, I really like that dark gray. I forget what that one's called. Charcoal, I think. Charcoal gray. Or dark, it might just be called dark gray.
I think this one's darker, and I think yours
Black,
is
like black is nice. The other thing that's really neat about the shorties, can you show them the buckle set on that? Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on there very well.
I don't think so. I think it's
No,
shadows
it's kind
too
of
much.
dark.
So these
Yeah.
ones have a silver,
Has this
Silver
sterling
buckle.
Silver set
silver
there.
buckle set.
and then at the back, well, and in the back they have like their.
They have their
The
little logo
logo.
that you get if you buy a custom hat, and mine's actually even cooler than yours. Mine has little rubies in it, and it has a little gold trim. That's
But
it.
not to brag.
That's, I mean,
And those are some of the fun things, like when you go buying hats.
yeah,
You can get them so customized.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
and the
saw a
women
really
have some.
cool one. She had bought it for Vegas, I think, but she had the leather tooling on the side, and it had 3 cards.
Yep.
And I've seen a few people with them, but leather tooling, or I've seen like a Rainer.
Yeah, like where
into
something's
them.
kind of shaved into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it looks neat. The other one I like is the stitching. I think the stitching can be really cool. If it's done, you know, nicely, the stitching looks neat.
Yeah.
Got stitched along the
You can
side.
do
I remember when the
options with,
rhinestones
like-
were super popular.
Rhinestones were popular for a
Yeah,
while.
on the pads,
Like, all
on
along
the
here.
yeah, or yeah, like just on the whole side.
Yeah.
Nothing beats a good hat. You can, especially a black one. I mean, you know, you go out to functions.
Daphne's asking if the hat color should go with your chaps. Do you want to answer that? Stylist?
Mr.
Stylist
Festus.
Jess?
I think it, especially in the horsemanship, I think that's a, you know, it does make the look.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't do, and even for women, like, you can get like pink hats and red hats and whatever. That's not my cup of tea.
I would love to see you in a.
You know, I think there's certain colors you can go with. I mean, I show black chaps with this great hat. I do think, you know, black and black is that timeless, you know, it's always been there. It's always going to, like, it just has a neat look to it. You know, and obviously a lot of the girls or women, what they'll do is they'll match their hats with their show pads, you know, stuff like that. And you can just do so much with
I
them.
feel like for Daphne, like to answer that question, no, it's not a hard and fast rule. There's
No.
I mean-
in the reining, you can, you know, you can kind of do whatever you want. There's not a lot of people that show in colored hats in the reining, but there's a lot of people that will show with like gray and brown,
Well, I
or
was gonna
brown
say,
and
like-
black, or that pecan color with whatever color chaps. Like, I don't think that.
I mean, for like as long as I can remember, Dean was always black chaps, brown hat.
Yeah.
That was it. Like
Yeah.
he didn't care if it matched.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. It looked nice.
Yeah, as
Either
long as
way.
it's
Totally.
kind
As
of a
long
together
as you
look.
have a kind of a put together
As
look.
long as it's not like neon green chaps and like some
Yeah, that's
way
not-
other color, I think
Yeah.
you're good.
That's not what's on trend in the
No.
reining world.
I think the big one, get it shaped well, keep it clean. You know, and it's hard. You get to the shows, and I mean, I wear mine quite a bit, and shows are dusty. You know,
Definitely clean them after.
yeah, you clean them before you put them away. And I would love to say I do every time. I don't, you know, but I try to. And, you know, you get through the end of the day, you're tired, you just put it in there and think I'll do it tomorrow. Quite often, I'll do it when I'm cleaning my trailer out. I'll move the hat, you know, Monday or Tuesday after a show, and then I'll clean my hat then. And I know I should do it right away, but I'm tired and it just doesn't happen. But, you know, right before I go into show, you know, you dust it off just a little bit. Just really makes the look, you know, a good, well-shaped hat that fits, just so much nicer to show, and it makes the look, you know, for me, you know, I go, okay, cool, this thing fits well, it feels comfortable on me, I'm good to go. I can't stand, whether it be my chaps or a saddle or reins or anything. If it doesn't feel good, nothing annoys me
It
worse.
kind of just bothers you that whole time.
Yeah, you're thinking about it the whole
Yeah.
time. You're not thinking of, showing your horse, and I think that's a big thing. And big hat bands with feathers
Okay.
on them aren't gonna cut it.
Daphne's asking if we have a hat case for every hat. Yeah, we do. And when you buy a hat, it comes in a box, and the box can act like a case. So the box
Just don't
actually
think
has
around
like,
so much.
yeah, it's not hard. It's obviously it's cardboard, so you can't set stuff on top of it, but
But they last a long time.
they
Take
last
care
a
of them.
long time. And so what we do is the ones that we're using all the time, we have them in these hard cases that if they get bumped around at a horse show, the hat's not going to get damaged. And yeah, there's the two different kind of styles. These ones you can stack one on top of the other. Those ones
Not as
obviously
easily.
you can't. But if we're not using a hat a lot, we'll put it back in one of the boxes from.
It's because she has too many hats, so we have to.
It's because
Dad,
I
two
have
of
too
these
many
are
hats.
yours.
Yeah.
Actually, 3
How
of
many
these are
hats
yours.
she has up there? Okay, I'm gonna shut her down. So, Daphne's gonna go shopping for a hat and a case. Yes.
That's half the fun. Go shop, go look around.
Who are you?
Yeah. Can
Saddle
we, like, go
shopping,
Saddle
horse shopping,
hat
and hat shopping are fun.
and bit.
Bit
Don't forget
shopping
bit.
for you.
Bit shopping
You are
for
a little
you.
kid. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are the
Okay.
essentials.
If you guys have suggestions or questions for a future topic, you can send those in to us at hayeskofalph@gmail.com. If we have not answered it yet, we'll turn it into a whole live and we'll answer that for you. If we have, you might be able to find it already on our education page. If you go to our website and you hit the education tab, you can type just about any keyword in there, and anytime that we've talked about it in one of these lives, it will pop up for you, and it will pop up with the transcription. So you can kind of skip through there and see if you want to watch the whole video or if you just want to skip through and listen to it as an audio file, and you can hopefully get the answers to your questions. Also on that education page are a couple of really good freebies, which if you have not accessed or you haven't accessed in a while, you should go back and visit those. There's a really great trot rhythm lesson in there. There's a series on lope departures that is free coaching. Momentum members, you guys can look forward to, this week we have a follow-up with one of our horses in training that we've been following since the beginning of his 2-year-old year. And we're doing the Develop Your Eye portion of Joe's first horse show next week. And what he thinks about that horse. You do have all of the coaching for Ranch Riding Pattern 1 in there, so if you haven't accessed that yet, then you want to jump in there and have a look at that. And what else? What else can we do? Pack item of the week is the 1-inch 1-pad. If you haven't been on there and had a look at those yet, then you can have a look at those. Other than that, we'll catch you next week and try to answer another question and
Do we do a shout
help you
out
guys
to
out with
Jen for
something.
scoring huge at the Coro show?
shout out to Jen. Yeah, we should. Go ahead. Shout out to Jen Shaw for scoring huge at the Quarter Horse Show.
What was it,
What
like
she
a
marked? 78 and a half.
78 under one and an 84 under the other.
And an 84
on a ranch
the other
ride.
one.
So she had good runs.
Yeah, really good
That
runs.
was all it showed on the weekend. So this weekend we're in Ancaster. And
This weekend we have a lot of
Whole
people
bunch.
showing. Yep. Cool. Okay. Thanks for being with us tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you were a great guest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With our fashionista over here. Who
I
knew?
know. I know. You got a couple digs in too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
I like that.
enough.
Okay, thanks for being here,
nice.
guys. We'll see you later.
Have a
Good
night.
night.